Croissant Power, and in this video we're going to be looking at the essential games. Now you think this would be easy, right? They're essential. You buy everything and you move on with your life. But it turns out it's not that simple and not that essential. So let's look at the games. So the first game we're looking at is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Released in 2018, about 2 years ago. It's on a 72% discount right now, selling for $15.39. It's set in Greece and is an Assassin's Creed game. Assassin's Creed games are very similar, but this is one of the newer ones, which means you get better mechanics and better gameplay in general. The key is Greece though. There are other games in different settings and periods. If you're not a fan of the Greece setting, then pick up another Assassin's Creed game with a different setting that's more to your liking. And on to the next game. It's an Assassin's Creed game again. This one is Origins. It was released in 2017, so it's 3 years old, 1 year older than Odyssey, and it's on 75% discount right now for $15.74. This one is set in Egypt, so if you like Assassin's Creed but you didn't like the Greece theme in Odyssey, this might be better for you. So buy this one instead, or the Greece one if you don't like Egypt, or both if you love Assassin's Creed, or neither if you hate Assassin's Creed. It's really up to you at this point. Okay, so next up we have the Bioshock Collection, released in 2016, which is 4 years old, but it's really older because it's a remastered edition of 3 older games. It's on discount for 75%, making it $11.24. It's not like an amazing buy this now price, but if you have never played the Bioshock games, and you've been keen to, not all of them have had like 10 out of 10 raving reviews, but the original is a classic I would say at this point. This is a good price if you've been interested and never gotten around to playing them. This might be one for you. For our next game we have Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. It was released in 2017, it's 3 years old, it's on 84% discount right now for $7.99. And I know absolutely nothing about Danganronpa. So if you like these sorts of games, you might want to have a look. I can't really recommend it wholeheartedly since I don't really know much about it. But if you know what this game is, and you're like, yeah, I always wanted to play that, then now might be the time. Good news everybody, I know what this game is. It's called Days Gone and it was released in 2019, which makes it pretty new. And it's on a big discount at 71% for only $15.94. It definitely probably will be cheaper than this in the future. But right now it's still quite new. And it's still a really good game from what I gather. If you like zombies, if you like open world survival, if you like survival horror, this may be something you want to look at and possibly pick up. Deus Ex Mankind Divided Digital Deluxe Edition is a mouthful and our next game. Released in 2016, it's 4 years old and is on an 85% discount right now for £5.24. That's really, really cheap. It's a sequel to the previously released Deus Ex Human Revolution game, so if you haven't played that, you may be missing some background story, but it's a really good game, and if you love shooters, this might be something for you. Dragon Ball FighterZ Edition is the worst name I've ever seen for a game. Who calls the DLC the same thing as the main game? It's very confusing, but I'm not here to ask questions. Let's look at the sale. Okay, it's on sale for 79%, which makes it $14.69. That's not an amazingly cheap price, but it includes 8 extra characters, which are Goku, Broly, Bardock, Vegito, Cooler, Fused Zamasu, Android 17 and Android 21. Now the base version of this game will probably be on sale, cheaper than this at some point, so if you're not that interested in the 8 characters included in this bundle, you may want to wait for that in another sale and then pick up the extra characters you want in another sale at some point. But this is the quintessential Dragon Ball game, so if you love Dragon Ball and you don't own this for some reason, then this is a good option for you if you want to get in now. Up next we have Far Cry 5 Complete Edition. It's on sale for 80%, which makes it $16.99. Again, this isn't an amazingly cheap price, but it's the Complete Edition. It includes the New Dawn Deluxe Edition with it, which is a huge expansion we would have called it back in the day, but these days DLC, basically it's a lot more game for your money. So I kinda see this like 2 games for 1, even though it's the same game with a huge DLC. But if you like Far Cry, if you haven't played 5, if you want a shooter just to shoot for now until something else comes along, this is a great option for both of those. Give it a look. Next we have a football game, FIFA 20. I know, hear me out, it's the old one, the new one's coming out, no one buys the old one, I'm crazy, yada yada yada. Look, it's on sale for 93%, right, which makes it £4.19. This is cheap as chips. If you like football and you don't care how up to date the rosters are, this is pretty much as cheap as you're going to get a FIFA game and it's not even that old. Try checking the prices for the older versions. They're extortionate. This is not a bad deal under those circumstances. If you fit that, buy it. If you don't hassle me in the comments. Now on to the next game. Before you do hassle me in the comments, okay? I'm watching you. I know what you're up to. Next up, we have one of the best stealth games available, Hitman Game of the Year Edition. It was released in 2017, it's 3 years old, and it's on an 80% discount for $9.99. I own this game, I love this game, it's amazing. If you like stealth games, if you like games that let you come up with a plan and then execute that plan, whether it goes right or wrong, this is a lot of fun. If you've never heard of this series or franchise, even though it's really old, you really should look at this game and consider whether you want it or not, because it's brilliant and it's well worth playing, especially because this edition includes all the DLC, so all of the extra levels and missions. That is really quite a lot of content extra. Take a good look at it if you've never looked at a Hitman game before. It's time to look at an old school franchise right now, LEGO Jurassic World. Released in 2015, it's 5 years old. 68% discount, £9.59. The main reason I'm picking this is because it covers all 4 Jurassic Park movies. If you have a kid that you like playing LEGO games with, or if you just like LEGO games, this is a lot of content for one game, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun for £9.59. I would say it's worth a pickup at that compared to some of the other LEGO games that are available right now. Oh look, another old school franchise. This time it's Tomb Raider with Rise of the Tomb Raider. Released in 2016, it's 4 years old, but it's got a massive discount, 75% for a price of £6.24. That's really cheap. And if you've got a PlayStation VR, it includes the Lara Croft mansion in VR, so that might be cool to explore as well if you really like Lara Croft and are a big fan of the series. It's the second game since they revitalized the franchise, and I loved the first game. It was brilliant. I want to play this. I'm probably going to pick it up myself. It's a good price and a great game. Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is our next game. Released in 2014, makes it over 6 years old, and it's a remaster of a game that came out way back when on the 360 and PS3. Now hear me out. It's got an 85% discount and it's £3.74. That's really cheap and it's amazing. It's basically GTA in Hong Kong when you're an undercover cop in the triads. You can't ask for anything more than that. It's got a kung fu fighting system. It's got a DLC that rips off one of the most legendary Bruce Lee movies ever made. It includes all the DLC. You can't go wrong with this. If you like games like GTA, or you just like story-driven action games, you need to own this. It's my star buy this sale. You have to own this. Buy it now. Okay, seriously, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to, but just take a look at it. It might be the best game you've ever bought at this price. Sniper Elite 4 is our next game. It was released in 2017 and it's got an 85% discount to £7.19. That's quite cheap and pretty much I think as low as it's going to get, more or less. It's a brilliant game set in World War II where you're a sniper, you go on missions, you infiltrate, you snipe, you have fun. It's got a really cool slow-mo system where you get to see where the bullet goes and what it explodes or destroys. It's pretty much the best sniper game I've seen. And finally we have Wipeout the Omega Collection. Released in 2017, it's 3 years old, but it's a remaster of a PlayStation 3 collection, so it came out way before that. It's on a 71% discount for £8.69. It includes both Wipeout HD and Wipeout HD Fury. Also, big plus if you've got a PlayStation VR headset, it's fully playable in VR, making this one of the best sci-fi racing games available in and out of VR in one double package bundle. It's essential if you love these sorts of games. If you like Wipeout, if you like old school sci-fi racing games like F-Zero, you really should own this, no questions asked. And unfortunately, the studio that started this franchise over 25 years ago was shut by Sony, so this is probably the last game you will ever see released for Wipeout. But luckily, it's also one of the best, so if you've got any interest at all, highly recommend you take a look at this and get in on this franchise before it's gone forever. So that's all we have for the Essential Picks PSN sale. Are you happy with the games I picked? Do you disagree on what I picked as the star buy? Fight me in the comments and we'll argue about it later. But I hope you guys found some games that you enjoyed, and more importantly, I hope you guys saved some money. I'll see you guys in the next video.